Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. This past Friday on SmackDown, Naomi admitted that she was the mystery attacker who had ambushed Jade Cargill back in November. On X, she sent a forward message to the Storm, taking a dig at her. Cargill was found unconscious in the parking lot during an episode of the Blue Brand last year. The attack forced her to sit on the sidelines for several months and also saw her miss the 2024 Women's War Games match and the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble match. The 32-year-old returned at the Elimination Chamber, Toronto Premium Live event, attacking her former ally. Naomi was once again on the receiving end of a beatdown by Storm on SmackDown after the former confessed to Bianca Belair that she was the mastermind behind the attack. On X, the 37-year-old superstar called Jade Cargill a bit asterisk hat in a response to Jade's own post on X calling herself that B asterisk. Check out Naomi's post on X here. Sam Roberts believes Jade Cargill will eventually turn heel. He also claimed that Bianca Belair being a heel wouldn't be justified. On the Not Some Wrestling podcast, Roberts suggested that Cargill would sneakily beat Naomi, planting the seeds for a potential heel turn for the Storm. He said Cargill versus Naomi hasn't been made official yet. Meanwhile, Bianca Belair is set to challenge for the WWE Women's World Championship at WrestleMania 41. The wrestling world was buzzing. Every fan, every commentator, and every wrestler was in shock. For weeks, rumors had been swirling, but no one could have guessed who was behind the brutal attacks on Jade Cargill. The mysterious figure had been lurking in the shadows, sending cryptic messages, and every time Cargill had recovered from one attack, she was met with another. Now the truth had come to light. The arena was packed with thousands of excited fans, the energy buzzing in the air. The lights dimmed, and the unmistakable sound of Jade Cargill's entrance music filled the arena. The fans erupted in cheers as Jade confidently strutted toward the ring, her eyes locked on the ramp, ready for whatever challenge lay ahead. She had just made her way into the ring after weeks of uncertainty, and she was about to give an interview, trying to make sense of everything that had happened. But as Jade grabbed the microphone, a chilling, unfamiliar sound echoed throughout the arena. The lights flickered and then suddenly went out, plunging the arena into total darkness. The fans were on edge, unsure of what was happening. Then, in an instant, the arena lights returned and the crowd gasped. The Titantron flashed to life, showing a sleek, high-definition shot of Naomi's face. She was standing in a dimly lit room, her expression cold, calculating, and intense. She stared into the camera, a subtle smirk playing on her lips. And then, in a voice laced with purpose and resolve, Naomi delivered 4 simple but powerful words that would send shockwaves through the wrestling world. I am your nightmare. The reaction was immediate. Fans gasped in disbelief. Jade's eyes widened, her grip tightening around the microphone. The revelation hit like a ton of bricks. Naomi, the former champion, the powerhouse, the one who had been silent for so long, had been the one behind the attacks on Jade all along. For weeks, Jade had been wondering who could possibly be behind the brutal assaults, and now she knew. The mystery had been solved in the most chilling way possible. Naomi, the woman who had once been her friend and ally, had turned against her with a vengeance. The crowd was in chaos, and Jade stood there frozen, as Naomi's words hung in the air like a dark cloud. Naomi's message was clear. She wasn't just challenging Jade Cargill, she was declaring war. The former champion had been underestimated for too long, ignored by many, and now she was ready to take back everything she believed was rightfully hers. The fans, still in shock, whispered amongst themselves, trying to comprehend the magnitude of the moment. Naomi had always been a force to be reckoned with, but this was something entirely different. This wasn't just about winning titles or proving her worth. This was personal. Naomi wasn't just attacking Jade physically, she was attacking her legacy, her identity, everything that made her Jade Cargill. The message was ruthless, and Naomi's intent was crystal clear. She wasn't going to stop until Jade was destroyed. Naomi's transformation. The world had watched Naomi evolve over the years, from her time in WWE to her jump to AEW, always maintaining an aura of positivity and energy. But now that image was shattered. The Naomi fans had known, the energetic and charismatic woman who was always seen with a smile, was gone. In her place stood a woman hardened by betrayal, frustration, and a thirst for something greater. For months, Naomi had watched from the sidelines, seeing Jade rise to prominence, seeing Jade claim her place at the top of AEW's women's division. Naomi had always been a respected competitor, but somehow she had been pushed aside in favor of newer stars. Her achievements were overlooked, her contributions forgotten. And now, with Jade's meteoric rise to power, Naomi had seen enough. It wasn't just about Jade's success. It was about Naomi's failure to carve out a place for herself at the top. She had once been a fan favorite, a leader in the locker room. But in recent times, it had felt like she was fading into obscurity. Jade Cargill, with her dominance and charisma, had become the face of AEW's women's division. But Naomi wasn't just going to sit idly by and watch. The resentment had been building for months, and in that moment of darkness, Naomi had made her decision. She wasn't going to let Jade take everything from her. She wasn't going to let Jade overshadow her anymore. In her mind, the 4 words Naomi had sent to Jade were the first step in reclaiming her spot at the top. The nightmare she had become wasn't just a message to Jade. It was a declaration to the entire AEW locker room that Naomi was back, and she was ready to take control. Jade's response. As the screen went black, the arena erupted in a chorus of disbelief and confusion. The tension in the air was palpable as Jade stood frozen in the center of the ring, still clutching the microphone. Her heart raced, her mind scrambled to process what had just happened. She had been blindsided, attacked for weeks, and now it was clear who her assailant was. The question now was why. Jade took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts. She slowly raised the microphone to her lips, and when she spoke, her voice was a mix of fury and disbelief. "Naomi," she began, the word dripping with venom. "You want to be my nightmare? You're about to learn what happens when you try to destroy me." Jade's eyes burned with intensity as she continued, her voice growing stronger with every word. "I've fought through every challenge, every opponent, and I've come out on top. You think you can scare me? You think you can break me? You have no idea who you're messing with." The crowd was on their feet, chanting Jade's name, fully behind the champion who had just received a brutal shock. But Jade wasn't backing down. She was no longer the victim. She was the fighter. And Naomi had just lit a fire in her that would be hard to extinguish. Jade's eyes narrowed, her expression hardening. "Naomi, you've made a mistake. You've awakened something in me you can't put back to sleep. I'm going to make you regret ever crossing me. This is war, and I always win wars." The tension in the arena reached a boiling point as Jade dropped the microphone, her glare fixed on the Titantron. It was clear there would be no turning back. The battle between Naomi and Jade was about to escalate in a way no one had ever seen before. The fallout. The following weeks in AEW were filled with chaos, as Naomi and Jade continued to clash both in and out of the ring. Naomi, now fully embracing her darker side, unleashed a new aggression and determination that caught many of the women in AEW off guard. The once friendly competitor had transformed into a force of destruction, tearing through her opponents with brutal efficiency. But Jade was no slouch either. She had been the face of AEW's women's division for a reason, and Naomi's attacks only fueled her determination to prove that no one, not even her former friend, could take her down. Each week, the 2 women exchanged heated words and vicious attacks, each trying to outdo the other in a battle of physical and psychological warfare. The 4 words Naomi had sent to Jade had become a rallying cry, a symbol of the brutal rivalry that had consumed both women. Fans couldn't get enough of the war unfolding between them. The tension was electric, and the stakes had never been higher. In the weeks that followed, AEW fans saw the rivalry between Naomi and Jade reach new heights. There were brutal matches, shocking betrayals, and moments of pure intensity. The AEW Women's Division was never the same after Naomi's message. It had gone from a place of competition to a battlefield where every woman, including Jade, was forced to pick a side. In the end, Naomi's message, though brief, had set the tone for a feud that would define AEW's women's division for years to come. It wasn't just a challenge, it was a statement. Naomi had returned and she wasn't going anywhere. Conclusion: Naomi's four-word message, "I am your nightmare," would go down in history as one of the most defining moments in AEW. It was a warning to Jade and a declaration to the world. Naomi wasn't just coming for the title, she was coming for everything. And as the rivalry between the two women continued to escalate, it was clear that no one in AEW's women's division was safe from the chaos that Naomi had unleashed. And so, as the lights flickered once again, Naomi's shadow loomed large over AEW. This was only the beginning. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.